You're trying to rank your small business that serves local customers on Google, and you have decided it's time to look for backlinks. Well, look no further. In this video, I'm going to give you the proven 3-step framework to get backlinks for your small business that serves local customers. And if you stick around, I'll even tell you my opinions on paying for backlinks. But before we delve into that, we're going to talk about the straight up, legit, and mostly free ways to get backlinks for your small business. This video is part 4 in a video series called Steal My SEO Strategy. In the first video, I showed you how I identify primary keywords for my clients. In the second video, I showed you how to make SEO optimizations in regards to on-page SEO. And in the last video, I showed you what to do if you tank your SEO rankings. That's what happened in the last video, which was 2 weeks ago. So where are we now? In case we haven't met, my name's Sam Sarce. I'm the owner of Then Can Designs. It's an SEO agency in Bend, Oregon. And in this video series, I'm trying to show you the steps that I take with my clients to help them rank higher on Google. And in this situation, I had totally made myself not rank higher. But let's check in to see where I'm at right now. When I search for SEO Bend, Oregon, which is the keyword I'm looking for, the big win for the last couple weeks is that we now rank in the map pack. So let's go. And then also, we're down here quite a little bit of the ways, but we're back up to around 28th, I counted. So there we are, 28th, roughly where we started, if you've been following the series all the way through. But we have much better content for the user at this point, and now it's time to get into that dirty, dirty word we love to hate in SEO, backlinks. When it comes to backlinks for your small business that serves local customers, which is my bread and butter client, there's a couple things you need to think about that you don't need to think about for other industries. Most of the videos about getting backlinks are about getting backlinks to your blogs, which are informational intent keywords. Check out my channel later on. I got a video coming out about the basics of keywords where we talk about the different intents. So make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss that video. But when you're a small business that serves local customers, typically speaking, the only keywords you're worried about in your initial phase of SEO are commercial intent keywords. And so how do we get backlinks for those? It's a completely different strategy. And so let me show you today 3 simple steps. And the first is by starting on Google. Now to make this a little more applicable in case you are a small business owner, I'm going to do a couple different examples here. I'm not going to walk through all the steps, but I just want you to see what this looks like with a couple different niches. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look for what I like to call listicles. I've heard other people call it that. And so we want to find any listing that's showing like top SEO companies in the area. So let's see if I could find a couple like that here. Here's hire top SEO consultants from LinkedIn. I'm actually already on that list, so I'm not worried about that one. Here's best SEO companies from Semrush. We have Bend SEO Solution Services. So we have Clutch. We have Bright Local. Let's see what else we can find here. Here's UpCity and DesignRush. I'm going to keep going down. Typically, Yelp will show up on the list, especially for home services businesses. This is actually a company that's very much SEO their names. Here's one called Top SEO Results. There's top SEO companies. And let's see if there's anybody else. Top SEOs. And let's just do one more. All right, Arrow Leads. Never heard of them before, but let's try it out. So what I would do is I pull these up, and now I start to look for like, how do I get listed on these sites? And typically there's 2 structures. One, you got to pay to play, period. Or you can get them for free, and then they have like marketing tools to help you get boosted or rank higher. So one example that I'll show here is DesignRush. So if I'm not mistaken, I'm already listed on DesignRush. Let's see where are we at here. There we go, pretty far down. But again, the point isn't to show up high on DesignRush, although we could take some time to really optimize this profile, because you definitely clean some of this stuff up right now. But one of the things that you get out of this is a backlink, see? And now, but they pointed to my home page. So what I could do with DesignRush is I could re-optimize that to actually point it to my SEO page. And if I re-optimize my profile a little bit, that'll work. DesignRush is free. They offer promoted spots here at the top. So here's like the featured companies. These people are paying to be there. None of those are Bend companies, but they're paying to show up. Farewell is probably the first legit one. And so that's how DesignRush works. And another good example of this will be Clutch, which looks like it didn't load right. There we go. So Clutch is one where you can get them for free and then you can pay to be higher. So these are the featured providers here. Below that, these look like they're Portland, Dallas, London. So we probably have a good chance to show up pretty high here, which is nice. It looks like this is actually in all of Oregon. And so what I usually look for on these pages is I look for something that says claim your listing, or, in this case, it says 4 providers up here on the top. You see that? For me, it'll say 4 agencies, but whatever your niche is, it'll say for business owner, something like that. We'll look at some other ones. You click there, and then you want to see what are the options. And so for Clutch, they have a free plan. Looks like it's completely free. Then they have, plus models that goes up from there. But if we fill out the Clutch profile, we're going to get a free backlink, and we can point it directly to that site. So that's perfect. So we're going to mark that down for one of the ones we want to go for. Now, we also have ones that we need to pay for. Semrush is a really good example. So Semrush has these SEO services. As far as I can tell, none of these are actually, except for i7, but they're really big, or at least big enough, right? They're in different cities. Pretty much none of these are actually Bend companies. And so if we were to actually get on this listing, we would probably show up very high. Now here's the problem. How do you get on here? Well, you have to be part of their agency program. And if I get down to the pricing here, where's it at? Okay, here we go. I found it on a blog post. I found it somewhere else earlier. Don't make it hard to find pricing, people. Anyway, normally it's $69 a month. Now that seems like a lot, but if I'm able to land a client a month, that's no problem, right? One of the issues though is I'm about to bump up to this plan, so it's actually going to be $150 a month. So I'm throwing down $400 a month for my SEO plan. But I get posted on this listing. That was pretty high up. That was like 12th on the results. Maybe it might be worth it, right? And this is a big question to ask for home service businesses. There's things like Angie's List. What are the other ones out there? Like House, Home Advisor. A lot of these ones where you have to pay pretty much for the leads. And my recommendation is, if you can afford it, it might be worth it. But it should be part of a holistic digital marketing plan, and it's really good to have a professional involved when making that decision. Now, if you can get listed in the local service ads, the LSAs, those are the Google guarantees and things like that up at the top, or Google Suggest, we'll look at those in a second. You want to do that for sure, because you're at the very top of the search results. These other ones, depends on where it's showing up in the search results. Again, this one was like 12th. If it was first or second, then I'd highly consider it, but I'm going to pass on this. I think you've got the point. Let's check this out for a different niche. Okay, so now I've searched roofing, Bend, Oregon. I have a roofing client right now. We're working on their site, so stand by. But let's look at the search engine result page, the SERP page. I do realize that was redundant. And notice now that the LSAs are at the top, these little Google guarantees. And so these people are paying per lead for the phone calls or messages they get from people clicking on there. But they're the very top of the search results. I think it's worth it, and it's not that hard to set up. Below that are the actual sponsor results. These are pay-per-click. These are the traditional pay-per-click ads right here. And then if we get down, we finally are at the map pack. So it's really important to be in the map pack. So I'm super stoked to see myself showing up under SEO Bend, Oregon in the map pack. And you should be too. If you're not optimizing for the map pack, you're totally missing out on a big opportunity. Google Business Profile Masterclass. Link in the description if you haven't watched it already. Hopefully you have. Now we get to the organic search results, okay? So we got an actual business. Then we have our first listicle. This is Yelp. So let's take a look at Yelp. We're working our way down the list here. Actual business. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Expertise.com. They're pretty common. Best roofers, another list. That's an ad. Related searches. Here's an ad. And then let's see. Angie's List. Better Business Bureau. And let's see, we'll just look on a couple more. We have Corning, which could be an interesting one. And then I think it just, and then Yellow Pages. Okay, that's a good one. So as we go through, we can see like, okay, are we in here yet, right? If we're not, then we need to really want to make sure that we're doing everything we can on Yelp to show up here. Now, I'm not big on spending a whole lot of time or paying for any of Yelp's features, But one of the steps I will do in a local SEO plan is I'll make sure that they have a profile that's filled out and optimize as much as possible with a few photos and make sure all the information is correct. Something like expertise.com, I believe this is free to list on too. I think, well, let's find out. So this is how you would do it. So you look on here and you're trying to find, where do I get posted, right? So there it is. They have a big button in the corner, get listed. So let's see if they have the pricing. Can anyone be listed? So it looks like there's no cost to be on expertise.com, but that you do have to go through this whole like vetting process. So it's probably a good thing. You know, a lot of things are doing that behind the scenes. Same thing here. So we'd look around for GAF, whatever that stands for, and we'd see, how do we get in here? So probably for pros, that would be my guess. So we click on there. Let's see if we can get listed here. Let's see. I don't know if this is the best one. I'm going to keep going. Usually I don't spend a lot of time on this. If it gets too confusing, then I'm not going to do it. So according to the first couple of search results here, Angie and Home Advisor are about $300 per month, with the average lead costing about $15 to $85. Now, if you think about it, you know, if you're doing roofs that are thousands of dollars, then that might not be a bad idea. But when you're first getting started, that can be a hard thing to really bite the bullet on. Better Business Bureau is a good one. You can get listed on here for free, and then you can get accredited for a very steep price. And so if you do that, that's fine, but make sure that that's something that you want to do. I'm not sure about this one. I think it would have to do with the equipment you're using. And so I think you get the point, right? You find the listicles that are showing up. You try to go on there, and I say those are the most important because they're the ones that are actually showing up. People might click on those, particularly if they're in the top 10. Particularly if they're in the top 10, and I see that a lot when it comes to home service businesses. Show up on there, you're good to go. Especially for things like Your Money, Your Health, YMYL. Or that wasn't right. Your Money, Your YMYH. Your Money, Your Life. That's what it stands for. So that would be industries that include like finances and health. And so I've been working a little bit with people in the medical field, or like naturopaths and life coaches. If you can show up on like Psychology Today or local listings for your specialty for medicine, you definitely want to do that, because people will be looking at those lists because they want to compare side by side. And that's really the only way you can do it as a small business, or even with a small practice. Okay, that was layer one. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is why. Why is this important? If you've made it this far, thank you. But why? Why are we even doing this? Let me show you an example. So this is the keyword I've put the most energy towards in my business. And so this is Bend Web Design, which has a decent amount of traffic and a fairly low KD compared to other things. But it's competitive in our area because there's a lot of web designers. And so I struggled really hard to get to number 2 in the map pack on this side of town. If I search on the other side, that doesn't happen. And I'm around, a little higher today than normal. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. That's the highest I've ever been. Oh, I'm in the way. There we are. Right there. Bam. Right there. Somewhere. Right where I'm at. Why don't I just do that? So I put a lot of energy towards Bend Web Design. Let me show you a little history of the ranking for that word. This is important. Stick with me for a second. All right. I want you to see this. So this is Google Search Console. I'm zoomed in because there's a lot of there's some aberrations later on, so I just want you to focus on the important stuff here. But I want you to see here, clicks are almost nothing, impressions are in the low double digits. I see this a lot with my clients when I get to them, and this is because there's just been no SEO love. When I first spun up my page, I wasn't targeting keywords specifically. That's the first thing you need to do, is know what keywords you should be targeting. So I hadn't done that yet until we get to April. In April, I made the switch, and there's going to be a big aberration here, so I'm going to not let you see that. Don't look at that number because that's just going to throw you off. But from the early days where there's almost 0 to here, we're up to 165. All right, that's like a 10x increase from 12 impressions a day to 160 impressions a day. That's great. Now we're starting to see more clicks. Now I really want to emphasize, like, this graph is not going to be as impressive as a lot of the stuff you see people post on YouTube or LinkedIn, those big, real stark up and to the right graphs. Don't mind the green screen not being completely lined up. All right, these are my more loosely edited videos, so apologies for that. It's all smoke and mirrors. Okay, it's not we don't have a super professional production here. Okay, we're just slapping this together to get you guys the facts. So the reason why this graph is not so impressive is because one, it's real, and two, it's to show you that this much work can make a big difference. This much work will get you results, and this much work can change your life, or at least your business, which could change your life. All right. And so to go back to the example here, from there to there, that was just the stuff we've already talked about in Steal My SEO Strategy. Okay. This was doing the on-page stuff. Now, for a while, things kind of tapered off, right? Again, I don't want you to think too much about the spike. I don't know what happened. I showed up on Discover or something, so I got like 2,000 impressions one day. So that really skews the numbers off. But anyway, we're going along, right? And things pretty much stayed the same until September, when we had a big jump, and the impressions went from about 200 a day to about 400 to 500 a day. Okay, and then we get to another aberration. Now, what happened here? I got these backlinks. That's it. I went on things like Design Rush and UpCity, just a couple places to get some juice going my way because my site had been around for a while at this point. And that's the way to do it, people. You don't need to get a lot of backlinks for your local serving business. You just need a handful, and you want to make sure you get the ones that show up. Those were the ones that were showing up under Bend Web Design. I got those, and next thing you know, I started to show up. And you know what else started to happen? I started to get legitimate contact form submissions, and I got real leads, and I even got paid clients. Yes, with an S. Even that roofing company that we were just talking about. I was paused that whole time, so I have no idea what you didn't hear, but I think what I was showing you was this graph right here, showing you that if you don't give effort to your SEO, then over time you will start to dip. And that's not a good thing. But you see, around the start of the year, I started to pay attention again. This is fresh data, which isn't always the most accurate, but you gotta give your SEO love over time. So we talked about showing up in the local listicles. We talked about why this is important and why we want to get those backlinks over time. So if you've gotten those local listicles, great. You can chill for a little bit. You can wait, hopefully see a little bit of a bump. But now it's time to spy on our competitors, because that's number 3. Where are our competitors getting backlinks? All right, so I'm over here in Semrush right now, and I'm pretty sure you can do most of this with the free version. And so I'm on the first tier of the pro plan right now as we speak. And so I think it defaults to root domains on this version of the plan. I think when you bump up to Guru, you get a little bit more. And so what it's doing is it's looking at all of the backlinks that me and the top competitors that are ranking for SEO Bend, Oregon have. And so you'll notice that I have one link going to that particular page. But look at this. These guys, who were number 1 for the last couple of weeks, who've been following along, they just dropped to like 3rd or 4th. They only have 2. And then you have Oregon Web Solutions, which is kind of big. They're all over Oregon. They just have landing pages for everybody else. They have 7. And then, I7 was number 1. I can't remember. One of these was. They have 17, and Conifer, who's now number 1, has 30 referring domains, 85 backlinks. And so look at this. This is what I want you to focus on, people, is that these are doable numbers. And you'll notice too, like when you actually get into stuff like roofing or plumbing, things like that, especially home service businesses, or anything really like naturopaths, like there's only going to be a handful of people that are out there getting backlinks, and they're usually towards the top, and you might not be able to compete with them anyway. And so you just want to show up as high as you can. And again, I just want to show this for the people that haven't seen it lately. This is Whitespark's list of most important ranking factors, which should get updated soon. So I'm excited to see what SEO experts think for 2024. But links are the number four most important factor for showing up in the map pack. And if you look over there on the right, there are the number 2 most important factor for showing up for local organic search results. So it's the actual blue links that we are traditionally used to seeing in Google. So let's go back to spying on the competitors. So to get to this, I went to Backlink Analytics. I typed in my actual address up there for the page, and then I manually pasted in the competitors. It's pretty straightforward. You should be able to figure that out. The next step is to go into the Backlink Gap. And so let me show you what that looks like so you can kind of follow along. So you start off by having your page, and then you're going to paste in your competitors. Pause for boringness. All right, so I pasted all of those in right there, and we're gonna hit find prospects. It's gonna run its little scan here, so hold tight for a sec, and boom, here we are. Now what's kind of interesting is if you go, I don't know how I got it to do this, but right now it's actually doing the particular page that we're on. So you'll see up on the top it says URL for most of the pages, because none of us except for Conifer I have our home page for the page that's ranking, but over here it defaulted to the root domains, which I think is actually what it will do if you're on a free plan, and then I'll probably only show you the top 10. It's sorting by the most matches, and then secondarily it's searching by the authority score here. So you'll see on this example, this really bad website, no offense to the people that own it, but I've seen this before. It's a thing called website crawl. For some reason, everybody else is showing up on it except for me. So, and that's literally one of the few that, well, that's not true. Conifer's got a lot, but it's just an easy win. You know, why not list yourself on there? On this one, let's see if what we have here. So this is some weird index site, Exim Index. The authority score is really low, but look, 3 of them are listed here. Let's see how hard it is to get listed on here. Add company. Oh, look, there's a one-time fee for a premium listing. $300? What? Oh, that was something I was going to mention. You should have a budget when you're looking at these backlinks. Some of these sites are only like $12 for a lifetime, so why not? But holy crap, $300? I don't want to do that. Let's see. Is there a way to do this? Remove your company. Best SEO companies. SEO runners and SEO companies' purpose is to help. These tricksters, they're the ones doing it. Man, $300. All right, well, I'm not worried about that. Are these guys really paying $300 to show up on there? Interesting. All right, let's see what trending bot is. Okay, that site doesn't exist anymore, so that's cool. Yeah, so that site actually doesn't exist. Let's see if we can find one that actually has some authority. I'm not really sure how this website works either. There's a list for agencies, which is usually what I look for, and then I can post on here. Anyway, let's see if I can find one that's actually useful without wasting your time. All right, this is so lame, but I found one called Link Sentry. Just kidding, Center. I know that's a different way to spell it. So they're $15 per year for their plus version, and so I mean, it's $15 for a year. I don't know if I want to keep paying for it, but somebody's doing it. These guys are doing it. And so, I mean, this is just kind of the way it goes. You know, you kind of got to find through. And then look, once you get down here, all the rest of these are just trash, I think. And so maybe this one would be one we could show up on. Yeah, so I can't figure out where to submit. And then they're like, look at our listings directory of SEO sites, and it goes nowhere. So, I mean, this is really what it gets down to. Like, you'll see that there's usually like somewhere between 5 to 20 that you can rank for your business. They might have a little tiny bit of value, but you'll get a little bit of backlink juice. But at the end of the day, all this stuff is trash, man. Like, it really is. Like, that's the thing. So I'm going to get to my opinion on paying for backlinks. And I'm going to be honest with you, the jury's still out. Before, if you would have asked me, because of stuff like this, I would have said, it's just not worth it. Like, eventually Google's going to look at this stuff and be like, never mind. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, Google is still rewarding backlinks. And the algorithm's gotten so good that if they see a bad backlink, they're just ignoring it. They're not even digging you anymore. So, I think that as long as you take your time and you're very careful and meticulous about getting higher domain authority backlinks for your site from somebody like on Fiverr or Upwork. Again, there are videos that cover this all over YouTube. Watch them, follow them very carefully. Don't just go out there willy-nilly, because that is not what you want to do. Then it could be worth your time. But at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to focus on these strategies. Once I start to get to these websites that just honestly look like crap, I'm done. I'm not going any farther down the list. Those ones that I saved before, some of those looked halfway decent. There's a chance that my potential clients might end up on those pages. And I think that I'll get a little bit more juice from those pages than any of the ones at the bottom of this list, or probably any of the ones I'll ever find on Fiverr. Doesn't mean I might not try it. If you want me to try that out in a future video, leave it in the comments, and maybe we'll just do it for fun, see what it's like. So anyway, I apologize. This video went a little bit longer than I thought it would. I thought it'd be pretty quick. Boom, 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 boom. Go down the bullet points and we'd be done. But here's the thing. Looking for backlinks for your small business that serves local customers is frankly gross. It's messy, and this is what it looks like. And so there are no videos like this, as far as I can tell, that go through the process in depth. And so I really wanted you to see that, especially from two different niches. I wanted you to be able to see from like my example, because that's what I'm going to go try to do, is fill some of these out for my business, because I want to get some backlinks. But I also wanted you to see what it looks like from an industry in case you are a small business owner out there that's trying to DIY your SEO. By the way, if you are a small business owner that's trying to DIY your SEO and you're just looking for a little bit of help, be sure to check out that free marketing review on my website. Go to thencandesigns.com/review and you'll get a free marketing review where you get 3 actionable items for your business. No catch, just fill it out. If you don't qualify, I will let you know very quickly in an email. Some businesses aren't local SEO businesses, and so I've had that happen recently. Or maybe you're in a different country that I just have no expertise. So it's just not worth me looking around your neighborhood out there where you live, which is great, but I don't know what it's like to rank in your area. All right, so I know how to do it in America, probably Canada, maybe some of the European nations, but you guys got your GDPR out there. Anyway, I'm rambling. So check out the marketing review. It's completely free. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button. It helps other people find it. And I look forward to dropping more videos like this. What's going to come in the next Steal My SEO Strategy video? I don't know, actually. I think it's time to take a little bit of time off, trust the process, see what happens, and we'll dip back in here in a few weeks and see how we're doing. Thank you to those of you that have made it this far in the video series. When we started the series, I think we were under 100 subscribers, and now we're over 200. And so I've got some ideas coming up for a video that I'll be doing soon to celebrate 250 subscribers, which I know is going to happen anytime. And so be sure to subscribe so that way you'll be notified in the community post about what I will be doing for that. In the meantime, keep working on your SEO. Remember, Google rewards activity over time. And if you like getting SEO tips straight to your inbox, head over to yoursmallbizseosuccess.com and subscribe to the email list. And if you throw in a /SEO-audit at the end there, you'll also get my free SEO audit checklist that I highlighted in a previous video, which I'll probably get to show up around here somewhere, one of those videos at the end here. Till next time.